Hi, today we're going to be looking at planting out tomatoes in this raised bed garden. You'll notice that they look pretty close together, but we're going to be pruning them to a single stem, which will allow them to do well even this close together. So let's get started. It's March 27th and I've put these tomatoes out to harden off. I'll bring them in when there's freezing temperature, but mostly they're under shade, ready to go. Now it is April 13th. And we're ready to plant out this raised bed. You see that it's 8x4 bed. I've gone ahead and put all the plants I'm planning on planting today out so I can see the spacing before I actually start digging and know generally where they're all going to be. So let's go ahead and get started digging. So you see I've sped up the dig here so you don't have to watch me, but I basically just have a hand trowel here and I am digging a hole. And notice that this hole is deeper than the cup itself is, and we're going to plant. You see I'm removing the lower stems of the plant because a tomato can actually grow roots from its main stem. So it's important that you do actually go ahead and plant your tomatoes deeper than they were in whatever your pot you're transplanting from, because that will help them to have a more vibrant root structure. So here I'm just filling the dirt back in around. I've removed those lower leaves so they won't rot under the surface, and we'll get good stem growth underneath here to really make the plant be able to flourish once it takes to this garden. I just noticed that I'm a little bit close to the edge. Planting here, you can plant a little further in. But my general spacing is roughly a square foot gardening spacing. You see that in each column a foot wide I have 2 plants. Once again, this hole is dug deeper than the plant itself. And I'm removing the leaves at the bottom of the stem. So I've got that long stem there that's ready to be planted deep into the hole. And I'm down probably about a foot deep into the ground. The raised bed's only 10 inches, so I'm actually into the native soil a little bit. And I'm just filling back in. Mostly that's compost there at the top, and bringing it in around the bottom of the tomato plant. Now, I'm not going to bore you by showing you me planting every single one of these tomatoes, so let's go ahead and skip ahead and look when they're all planted, and we'll go through and tell you which tomatoes I've planted out at this time. Granted, I have more tomatoes that still will be planted out in the future, but just for now, this is what I've put in this bed, and I actually sprinkle marigold seeds in and around. And so I'm going to wait for the marigolds to sprout before I actually end up putting in mulch. And I will ultimately mulch this bed, but I want the marigolds to come up, and then I'll mulch around both the marigolds and the tomato plants. So here we go. Here is a Chadwick cherry tomato. Next to it here is a Riesentraub tomato, or Riesentraub tomato, also a cherry tomato variety. This is an orange Rossellini tomato, a pink Vernissage tomato here. This is an orange banana tomato. This outstanding looking plant, for all of you who are familiar with the Praxx 55712 channel, this is his famous Praxx cherry that he grew himself. And I'll link to his channel here to give him credit for the breed that he grew out over many years and then did give away. And I was fortunate enough to get some of those seeds. The next plant is actually from his channel as well. This is the Rapunzel tomato. And Rapunzel actually is a hybrid, but he saved the seeds from his Rapunzel and gave it out this year in his seed giveaway. So I'm excited to grow it. I'm excited to see what we get. This is a big boy tomato plant, and boy, is it getting wind blown here. But that should be a large, normal-sized tomato. This one is another Chadwick cherry tomato. This is a red Siberian tomato. And this is a German queen tomato. Look how it actually has that potato leaf style of leaf rather than what we traditionally see in a tomato. But this also is a tomato variety, German queen. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me plant out some tomatoes. What varieties are you growing? Tell me in the comments below what you're growing and what you love to grow. Also, if you want to see updates on how these tomatoes are doing, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you like this video, please indicate so below. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.